Hello, everybody. Colm from Lyons Links. I'm here with John Lawler and Angus Illif from Royal Portrush. Very excited to be here in the lounge overlooking the magnificent first tee of Royal Portrush Golf Club. How are you doing, guys?
Yeah, very well.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome along.
Thanks very much. Yeah. It's as you come in the gates there, it's a pretty special feeling getting in. We have a little bit of a breeze today, but have you guys got to play here at all recently, or is it all work and no play?
It's been all work. There's been a lot happening at the club over the last number of months. And obviously, Angus has been busy with people trying to get their bookings in for 25. So hopefully, when all that calms down a bit, we can get a few holes.
Get a few holes, yeah.
Once the hour goes, once the hour changes, hopefully get out in the evenings.
Yeah. I know. Yeah.
Anyway.
Angus, I know you've been very busy with 2025 bookings. 24 is obviously.
Yeah, it's been pretty manic, but it's been good. And, there's still plenty of availability, and look forward to taking more bookings if that's possible. Yeah.
It's there's always room for more, as we say, isn't that it? But
no, we're very flattered. It's great that there's that level of interest to go and play the course here. We don't lose sight of that. It's that people come from all over the world to come and play this small part of Northern Ireland. It's great credit to everybody who's involved at the club and members and staff and everybody that this is a destination of choice for people. So we're very proud of that.
It's incredible that there was a 68-year gap. I was actually just reading up 1951, and then it comes 2019, and I know, John, you came in just after the first or the Open there in 2019. How's that been for you?
Yeah, no, it's been great. I was appointed the week of the Open, so
wow.
I kind of came up and got a tour around, but then I left it alone until October after the event had finished. Wilma obviously was looking after that, but almost very soon after the call came in asking about 2025, I think the event had been such a success that there was a momentum there that could be built on. So it came back sooner than we thought. I think sooner than anyone thought, but it has always seemed like, it's still a year or two away. Now it's becoming quite real because it is, very soon it'll be, in 12 months' time, the Open will be here. So that's brilliant. There's a real excitement. Members are starting to get excited. Championship committee's been set up. So all these sorts of bits and pieces and more RNA presence on site leading up to the event. So no, it's brilliant. It's going to be fantastic. It's for this part of the world, this small part of the world, to have one of the world's great sporting events coming to town with all the benefit it brings.
As a tour operator, we can see it when people want to come to Northern Ireland. I think there's no shying away from it. Royal Portrush and Royal County Down are the two names that get mentioned, but there's just so much to offer here.
Good for everybody too. It's not just us. It's every golf course in the area. Everybody benefits from the Open Championship.
Exactly. Yeah. There's so much more to it.
It's also not just the week of the Open, but the 6 months prior. That's when the excitement really builds up. When it's looking forward to that again when it starts to crank up, especially after Shroom's over. And
we're looking out here now at the first, and it's a daunting enough start with I think I remember I was here myself, and Rory got off to a little bit of a rough start.
He was unfortunate.
But I'm sure he'll be raring for action.
It happens every day with members. It's the out of bounds, left hand, right on a first hole.
Yeah.
First hole in particular, when you're just figuring out which direction the ball's going to go in, is tricky. So it's a strong opening hole. He was unfortunate, but
he won't be the last.
He won't be the last. No, definitely not. No, he won't be the last. Well, what do you guys think will be? Is there any differences you see, I suppose, from what will be 2019 to 2025? Do you see? I know there's been a couple of course changes.
Minor tweaks, I suppose you'd call them. I think the feedback on the golf course was really strong from the players, which is good. The landscape is interesting. It played well for tournament golf. Because of the type of landscape, it's pretty good from a viewing perspective. It's not a flat course, so there's lots of little peaks and troughs that you can stand up on and get a good view. So some of the feedback was, as the first Open in almost 70 years, hospitality and all that has become such a key part of it, that some of those areas were maybe a little tight. So there's some adjustments to some of them. And as I said, they've added a new championship tee on the fourth hole of the Dunluce. So I think it's gone from 480 to over 500 yards par 4, which
that's a good.
It's index 1 already, and for average golfers like us, that's just terrifying. But so things like that, they've looked at feedback, but the course, I think the course stood up really, really well. That there was no massive changes or tweaks required, just minor adjustments.
From the feedback, 2019 was just such a phenomenal success. And before we go, I have to speak about the fifth hole. Is obviously when you get a chance to play it, you come through those first four, you survive, you go down to that hole, and it really is when you say this is something special. What any particular hole you would say is your number one?
Well, the fifth hole, when you get on the green, you're in Portrush. Certainly, that's a view that everybody knows and sees. Yeah. But we have lots of great holes. Yeah. Calamity, 16th hole, par 3, is one of the top par 3 holes in the world. And to come at that stage of a round, especially in the final round of the Open, could determine the winner. So,
I think also the Valley course, the other course here, or which we're redesigning, I think what's going to be the 7th hole, that's going to become very, very recognisable. Like the 5th hole in Dunluce, it takes itself right to the edge, looking out over the Skerries, over the sea. Really interesting short par 4, risk and reward. So I think people who come and play the Valley course are going to see the 7th hole, and that'll become a hole that people remember as well. Almost both ends of the site, both looking out to sea, looking out to the Giants Causeway and out to the Skerries. So it's just a beautiful landscape for golf. And as Angus mentioned, it's 15th for me, and on the Dunluce is a particular favourite as well. There's, I think if you asked every member in the club, you might get a different answer. So
I'd say you've seen a few range of scores on that hole as well.
We have, but we're very fortunate. It's just Harry Cole did the design, and Mark Niebert has done some work on it since, and very faithful to the history of it, and making sure it fits in with the landscape. And I just think it's a great golf course, and I think the Valley will be another great golf course as well.
Brilliant. Listen, thanks again, guys. Absolute pleasure, and at Lyons Links, we're very, very grateful to do business with you, and it's a pleasure. And
you're a great company to work with.
Thanks very much.
Yeah,
I appreciate
really
it. Yeah, no, absolutely. And we'll have many happy clients coming here this year and next year.
Good, and here's to a good year ahead.
Thanks very much, guys. Cheers. Appreciate it. Cheers. Thank you.